Now we are getting some breaking news that in the SpiceJet versus CISF row, judicial custody has been given to the SpiceJet staffer. Remember yesterday when a SpiceJet staffer reached out to a CISF personnel and slapped him when he was on duty. Now the allegations against the CISF personnel were that the staffer and the airlines alleged that the staffer misbehaved with the CISF personnel misbehaved with the staffer, after which she slapped him. But CISF has refuted these charges, claiming that he was only doing his duty. Now the staffer who slapped the CISF personnel has been sent to judicial custody. For more details, my colleague Harsha is also joining us. And Harsha, what details can you give us? Till how long will she remain in the judicial custody, and what does the CISF has to say?
Well, just to give you an outline of exactly what happened. So at 4 a.m. in the early hours of the morning, when the, different airlines, their people go in with catering for the flights that are going to take off in the day. So this happened early in the morning at about 4 a.m. There's a side gate from where the entry of these people is permitted. She, of course, had valid permission to enter. But the CISF personnel said that she needed to be frisked. Now, for that, she objected. He, on the wireless, called for the CISF women personnel to come, because at that point, no women staff is at that gate. They were called in, and then after that, you see that there was an argument which happened. The CCTV footage is before you. This lady lost her temper, and then she slapped the CISF personnel. Now, from both sides, the Jaipur police have registered a case from both sides. From the lady's side, saying that sexually colored remarks were made to her. So that has been registered. And from the CISF, from the government side, the fact that you're stopping a government employee from carrying out what is his duty. So from both these sides, these FIRs have been registered. The police is investigating the case. The lady has been detained, questioned, and now she's in judicial custody till when her case comes up. I'll let you know exactly when that happens. And then, of course, she can apply for bail.
Right. Harsha, if you can also take us through the details of the CISF's part. The SpiceJet claims that CISF personnel misbehaved with the staff, and they are standing by completely with the staffer.
Well, yes, the SpiceJet is saying that this lady had valid papers, which she did have. Even the police sources are telling us that she did have valid papers, but she refused to be frisked. You see, she refused to be frisked at all because she said, I have valid papers. Apparently, according to what police personnel have told us, she even refused then to be frisked by the women personnel, because if you look at the CISF, if you look at the CCTV footage, the women personnel are very much present. So she refused to be frisked. Of course, it became an ego hassle between her and the CISF personnel. We are not exactly sure what he said to her. Her allegation is that he made certain sexually colored remarks which got her very, very agitated. So she was very angry, and you saw that she, in the heat of the moment, lost her temper. The SpiceJet people are standing by her. From the CISF point of view, given airport security, they can ask anybody to be frisked anytime. And if it's a woman passenger or a woman personnel, of course she will be frisked by a woman constable. But it is a given. Even if you have valid papers and you are asked to be frisked, in the interest of airport security across the country, it's protocol that has to be followed.
Right, Harsha, there is outrage over the incident on social media as well. People are saying that there is a need to boycott SpiceJet now. How will the airlines manage this PR crisis?
Well, I think that really is up to SpiceJet, to respond to that. But I think somewhere, personnel needs to be, everybody needs to be trained. The forces perhaps on gender sensitization, and CISF from the CISF point of view, and from the ground staff's point of view, that certain protocols need to be followed. Remember, we are looking at airports which are very high risk installation. So given that point, we all need to sort of take that into account. Whether it's you, me, or anyone else who's traveling, there can be some unreasonable demands. But given the larger picture, I think one has to comply. And CISF has very strict protocols. What has to be done has to be done. They even check senior officials. So it's not like they let anybody go.
Right, Harsha, while CISF claims that the Jawan was only doing its duty, are there any more, people who are coming in front to verify the claims made by both the staffer and the CISF personnel? Do we know any more details, or people who are coming up in support and verifying the claims made by both the parties?
See, this is being investigated by the police. You can see that there are 4 or 5 people who are visible in that CCTV at the time of the incident.
Right.
Now, all of them have been, their versions have been taken. But, since this is an issue which involves a very high security crack force, which is the CISF, which is tasked with guarding, high security installations across the country, the police also are not very forthcoming on exactly what's happened. So, somewhere this entire discussion on public forum is being handled in a very careful way and a very sensitive way by the police. Even the police are actually very guarded on what they are saying. The CISF is yet to come up with an official statement, and we only officially have one statement from the police, from the SpiceJet, saying they stand by their staffer.
Right. Harsha, people are also saying that the SpiceJet has hurried in filing a sexual harassment case when in the video it is being clearly seen that how the woman is slapping the CISF Jawan who was on duty at the time when the incident took place.
Well, it's not the SpiceJet who has filed the sexual harassment case. It's the lady who has said that sexually colored remarks were made at her. So let's be very clear that these were sexually colored remarks that were made at her. There was no physical inappropriate behavior. And the lady is well within her rights to file a case like that. The police has to register that. The SpiceJet has merely made a statement saying that they are supporting her. They have not filed a police complaint.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Harsha, and thank you for bringing us more details. Now, the SpiceJet employee who has slapped the CISF Jawan who was on duty at the time has been sent to judicial custody, and police are verifying the claims made by both the parties in the case.